welcome to another edition of Vex Feed. I'm getting some of the side chats that have been dead for a while suddenly popping back up again, being like, "Yo, are we back or are we back?" And if you've not checked out the markets, well, welcome to the show. What's up? Yeah, I mean, I feel like I should be like more excited about this, and I am, but it's one of those. That was like a crazy move. Yo, Trolly McTroll. That's a hell of a name. What's up? How are we doing? Let's go over the news. 4 months of Abstract. For the Abstract streams, I got 761,000 hours watched. Crazy to see the success on this front. Also trying to think of streaming platforms like Mixer and how long that was around for him. And then seeing, all right, this crypto variation of it. How's it going to do? 1.9 million Abstract global wallets created, and then 55 million transactions. The card game for Gary V, the V Friends, Tomes Crop, if you guys have seen as well, the blasters that have been going around. They did a sale for like $99 at one point, not that long ago, and everybody went to do it because it was a raffle. All right, so the reason that I'm bringing this up is, are you a fan of anything? Like, are you genuinely a fan of anything, if not a person? We tried to make the reference the other day when we were going over Board Bishop, which was this AI agent that a person that's having a brewery, they created beer and alcohol that was branded after Bored Apes. And I made the argument of, well, you know, when you go to a store and hypothetically, if you're going to buy a drink, you might be familiar with something, but what would actually entice you to go out and buy it? And so seeing this post where Baron of a Hustle was like, yo, Gary V, I saw you're going to be on the Grateful show tomorrow, so I ran to GameStop and grabbed a box to show support. People want to buy stuff from people that they like. And the majority of stores out there, I feel like, don't have like a very strong human connection of sorts. And can the Web3 movement overall change that? And it's just food for thought as we're going here. Because everybody's going to be one big happy family, right? Wilder World announcement tomorrow. The future is cross-chain. The announcement ended up being that they are now live on Solana. Now, when I first read this, honestly, I thought it was like a scam post. I don't know why it just like reads of like, hey, we have this thing live. Go and check it out. And you're like, okay, cool. But Wilder World, multi-chain, as is a whole bunch of other different coins that are out there. Abstract, none of them are doing them. Obviously, CVM. I don't know. Do we care about the cross-chain aspect for everything? I feel like every coin is just going to be cross-chain. So I don't know if it's much of a selling point. Stevie G, the third. Let's fire up an X-style blog thread breaking down tomorrow's Candy Digital 2025 Showstopper Icons drop. So the reason I'm bringing this up is for anybody that's in the Futureverse ecosystem, because Futureverse acquired Candy Digital. And so a lot of this stuff is moving over to the Root Network. And yes, IP, the big sports brands. Pop quiz. Can you name all the players on here? We got Paul Skeens, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Mike Trout. Oh, I know this guy, and I'm blanking off the top of my head, but then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. Yeah, we got double juniors, right? There we go. So the highlights with it is $35 a pack. Think about that as well. When you go into a store and buy like a physical pack of cards, how much is it? $35, not bad. There's only 2,000 packs, 3 icons, which is like their moments per pack, with nothing lower than a rare, which is like a out of 80. Again, this is what's cool about this stuff, is there is some sort of transparency with it. With the guaranteed epic, which those ones are out of 40, and the legendary Wonder ones are back, and apparently they're of Trout and Soto. You've got a 2% shot at a 1 of 1 and 9% shot at a variant. So the question with this is, we just looked at Gary V and the cards and being like, all right, well, people want to go out in there and support them. For the people that are fans of Futureverse, will you suddenly go and try out these different apps and experiences now that they're moving over to the Root Network, just because it's on that network, similar to a friend, but this time it is a chain that you follow. Food for thought. Derek. So Derek was somebody that was one of the big people behind Guild of Guardians in the earlier days. One of the reasons that I was so excited about it. He's gone on to do other various games, do like a gaming podcast and some other stuff. So always intrigued when I see his posts on the timeline. Sentiment on crypto gaming seems to be at an all-time low for various reasons. Lots of investments made with little to show for it. Prices are down, so tech is bad. True. No proven scalable and repeatable playbooks. Ultimately, there are a lot of problems and it's easy to criticize, but that doesn't mean that there aren't solutions, just none that are sufficiently proven yet. The tourists are gone and it's time to get back to work. This last line feels like the market should be dead, and now we're saying to get back into gear. It's just the way it feels. Okay, shut up, Bunny Boiler. So we're having a back and forth. We're asked the question of 5 months into 2025, have things transpired the way you've expected in your favorite NFT collections? Right? Yo, Cuffed, what's going on? It's altcoin season. See, listen, this is like day one. How quickly does this actually end up happening? You know what I'm saying? Yo, 3Von, what's going on? How we doing? Over on Abstract. Hell yeah, brother. Hope you're doing well. But so anyway, there's a whole bunch of back and forth with different people, and Buddy Boiler went on a little bit of a rant. And I was like, you know what? This is actually a brilliant idea. Why can we not just have like a hotline where we got Trolly McTroll calling in? You know what I mean? We got Trolly McTroll calling in, being like, good afternoon. It's Trolly McTroll. Have you ever heard of Insert NFT Project? Well, let me tell you what an absolute stinker. Now, I'm talking not just a little bit of you can kind of smell it in the area. I'm talking clear out the entire restaurant. This collection stinks type of deal. And I thought it was brilliant. But Skype just got discontinued, or it's now in the Teams. I don't know how that works. Because I thought Skype had a voicemail. I mean, theoretically, you could have like a burner phone, and then you'd have to like hook it up and then record. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way that we can make this, and we call it NFT therapy. And it's like once a week show. What do we think? Amazing or what? Super Bowl. What's going on? We got to have you call in too. So Garga confirming some stuff regarding the gaming and metaverse focus. It's funny because everybody within these different collections are always out checking in with the founders, being like, all right, so what the hell can we expect next? Why is nothing happening? When are we getting the alpha type of deal? Tip 500 Pengu. Holy smokes, 3Von coming in, absolutely having the time of their life in 2025. Listen, is your favorite NFT collection doing well? Listen, 500 Pengu, I'm going to assume you got something to do with one of the pudgies. And if right, hell yeah. If not, well, hell yeah. So one of the comments is going over this, and again, this is talking about Bored Apes and the other side metaverse, and again, Wilder World, other side. We have all these like metaverse type things coming together. We'll see if the narrative ends up getting hotter and hotter on that front. Good morning, Garga. Would Yuga consider, or is considering the possibility of buying back the Kodamara collection from far away? If you didn't know, Yuga did sell off a lot of its IP. They seem to have abandoned the project, no news for months, and it would tie it back into the other side lore. So this is kind of scary as well, of what exactly happened within these deals. Did they think, oh, we're getting the entire player base of Yuga? When they made those acquisitions, did it end up falling short? What are the kind of thoughts with it? Brother, I got nothing to do with the pudgy. Yo, that's crazy. It's love me. Listen. Yeah, making me blush. Unbelievable. But 3Von, seriously, thank you. Appreciate showing the love, and hope you're doing good on this Thursday evening, afternoon, depending on where you are. So Garga responding, we've never considered that. No. So you're just kind of boned on Yuga taking them back. We put a huge amount of love into the Kodamaras, which I think you can tell just looking at them with how insanely detailed and rich they are. But we're not equipped to run Legends of the Mara and Other Side at the same time. My gaming and metaverse focus is strictly on Other Side and driving utility to Kodas right now. So this is sort of something that I don't totally understand, because Legends of the Mara was something that was incredibly passive, right? And if you didn't know how the game worked, basically you logged in and let's say that you had a character, okay? So you ever seen the SpongeBob episode where he puts like smiley faces on his hands and it's like, all my friends are here type of deal? Okay, so imagine that we got like 3 friends in our party, or we own these Kodamaras, okay? So we put them in the game, and these 3 adventurers attack this monster. And based on how quick you kill it, assuming that you actually kill it, you get like these reward chests of various points, right? And that was the game. Now, other side is this full persistent metaverse, experience type of deal that's going on. So obviously that one's a little bit different. But it didn't seem like Legends of Mara was that taxing based on the gameplay before. Cuffed, how long did it take you to get accepted for abs.xyz? I applied like right when they went live, and I want to say that it took me like 2 weeks or something ish. Listen, I put in a whole bunch of info on that letter. I did. Yeah, Juice, what's going on? I'm going in Next Life, you in League, the next time we play for this. I'm going to Next Life you in League the next time we play for this. Yo, listen, are you having a couple of drinks? Yo, Juicy Juice, what's going on? How are we? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Just showed my dad the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Assuming just the NFTs. I'm about to buy. And he said, why? And the response was, I am buying it so we can open doors for me to builders. All right, so a little bit over, maybe a couple of juicers on the drinking poos over there, you know what I mean? Can you not see the modded message? Oh, no, I don't think I can. So if I do this, can it show? This is what I see on my screen, by the way. So Vaughn over on a abstract, you don't see anything. But yeah, so the multi-stream's here for YouTube. It doesn't like actually show anything. Actually, no, sorry, I lied. Super Bowl's here. Then the multi-stream is here, and then this is how we all change everything. So if we want to go to like the end of like thanks for watching, goodbye, and then we're back. Now I'm ruining the magic potentially a little bit within that one, but yeah, either way, the point of what I'm asking or bringing up with this is I think that there's a realm where you can connect to builders, and there's like a rationale for it. We talked about how VFriends was a ton of passionate people within that ecosystem, and this is like streams way, way, way back. And we go through various NFT communities, and you'll notice that all of them a lot of them are similar, but there'll be certain ones that have more of a focus on something. And I mean, like as an example, if you were a Genesis Cyberkongs owner, which again, not the only NFT that did that, but they have a specific thing in their Discord where a lot of them were super DeFi focused. They were adventurous, if you will, trying to learn different stuff. And it was a lot of community that was built up around that. And then there's NFTs that are meme coin traders, and Bored Ape does have a lot of builders. But the thing that I'm curious about with this is like, okay, so you buy one, and then do you automatically get access to these things? Do you have to build up these relationships? Because I feel like there's also like a problem that people have like of, there's a lot of people within said club that have been around forever, right? And then you have that like built up trust over time. And then when there's new people there, you have to, figure out, are they there for all the good intentions? And even if they have all of that, you still have like second questions with it. So how do you help builders within Web3? Is it grants? Is it buying an NFT collection? How do you actually associate with that? Because it's interesting that perspective was, I'm buying this super expensive thing to get access to builders. But is it you're looking for grants, or the community is there, or is the best bang for your buck? And then it's just interesting of thinking what people actually want. Because remember, there's always something people want out of joining, whether it be for a flip or the business side of things. Something I didn't even know is happening right now is Treeverse's reward campaign. This was one of the games that came out or had a mint very, very early days within the NFT space during the boom and all that kind of jazz. But 10,000 consistent daily active users with 1,000 concurrent, which is really, really awesome. I mean, for example, Cambria, I think, had like 3,000 to 4,000 concurrent during their season 2, and 40K monthly for Treeverse. 43,000 unique viewers on Twitch, which is pretty good. 6 figures value giveaway in boosts on CK EVM. And then the average playtime is just under 3 hours. So really cool, but I just haven't seen that on my timeline at all. So if you haven't either, well, there you go. Maybe get involved with Treeverse. Insane to think that $86 billion a year is spent on games in Asia. 70% is mobile. And then it goes on saying the biggest mobile gaming companies in Korea and Japan own Marble Official and Tokyo Beast, and Immutable is working with them. So there's always a shill on that. We love the shill on that, true, because shill, you get the idea. But then they have a chart here of yearly revenue of gaming markets, and it's pretty much just up only from year after year. But speaking of the Asian markets, Rakuten Wallet Futureverse partnering with it. Today, we're proud to announce the launch of Rakuten Wallet.pass, a seamless onboarding solution for the Rakuten's Web3 Japan-based users into the Futureverse ecosystem and beyond. So I saw this post from Floating Coconut, which I do follow, but this thing always friggin' says that I'm unfollowing people when I don't, son of a gun. But they looked it up, and Rakuten Wallet does not publicly disclose specific total download numbers. However, they do report having over 100 million users in Japan who can access services across the Rakuten ecosystem. They also have a global user base of about 2 billion. So, seems like we got some major Web3 news around there from Immutable partnering and having certain games within their ecosystem, and then Futureverse here partnering with Rakuten Wallet. Very, very exciting as the market is just starting to heat up a little bit. Chin Sanity. Makes me think of Fairly Odd Parents, like Timmy Turner, and then there was like the Iron Chin or something. One of the characters in that, and like a gold chin, and then like came out and I don't know why the hell I remember that. It cost $20,000 plus for a booth during Token 2049 Dubai to raise awareness for your brand. The Crimson Chin, yo, no. It cost $10,000 plus to host an event during Token 2049 Dubai to raise awareness for your brand. Okay, so they're saying $20,000 for a booth, $10,000 to host event, and then $5,000 to sponsor an event. Okay, so booth, event sponsorship. Okay, so those are the 3 tiers. And then the 4th, it costs $0 to speak on Spaces to raise awareness for your brand. Oh, where do you think you'd want to like advertise your brand in terms of like quality people out there? Is it on X? Is it at these crypto events? I've still had the arguments with a ton of people about how when you look at tickets for these crypto events, they all seem in like just stupidly expensive. And I think that it's a negative being so expensive the way that they are. But I mean, you have people that really want to be there, or you don't have anybody that shows up. So you have this tossy turn, where again, X does have the free reach, but something kind of interesting to think about. Coinbase to buy TRUUUEEE for $2.9 billion, broken down to $700 million cash with $11 million in shares. It's crypto's largest ever merger and acquisition. The largest ever, happening in 2025, and you're here watching the markets. Not bad, not bad. Claynosaurs, the Popkin Unleashed. We highlighted this the other day. Again, they've won various awards. All the news is about the fact that they're launching this collection on Sui, even though their original collection is over on Solana. Yo, Moser RS. Oh my God. Are you still doing the Decron videos? Listen, I never played Decron. I don't know what the hell that was, but I watched probably about 10 minutes of every single upload you did. It's being like, yo, that's the man. That's the man right there. So good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Popkins can be found inside minted booster packs. Each pack is filled with digital rewards. Every mint offers a chance to catch a Popkin, but not every attempt will succeed. Okay, so we got virtual packs. See, this is a little bit different because generally speaking, when you've looked across the space, we've had NBA Top Shot, we've had NHL Breakaway, we've got all of these different NFL, I said on NFL all day, the UFC Strike, a lot of that stuff. But the point being is that it's based off of sports, right? And so seeing this where it's like a character sort of deal with the Web3 IP, very interesting to see how it is. And then they have different packs that are associated with this. Legendary Popkins pack, you get the free one. You have until May 26th to choose your class. So maybe something to like look around a little bit more. But wait, hold on a second. Oh, the public mint will be $200 per pack and is open to all. Wow. Okay. After you mint, you'll have the chance to pull either an escape pack or a legendary pack. Now, I don't want to go through all this because I still don't exactly like know everything around it. I don't want to just like read this verbatim. But we got a mint coming up. It's $200. Compare and contrast that to a whole bunch of other things in the space. Do you think that's expensive? Do you think that's fair? What's the thoughts? All right. We got big news too. All the time. Every day. Positivity around the industry.
More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services is not a trend. It is a transformation. Here at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, we confirm that national banks and federal savings associations may engage in certain cryptocurrency activities responsibly in order to serve their customers. OCC-regulated banks may provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets.
Well, there you go. U.S. federal regulator says regulated banks can buy, sell, and custody crypto. Not bad. And then at the same time that comes out, breaking stablecoin legislation Genius Act fails to pass Senate vote. There was a whole bunch of takes on this, but the idea was that it would just give a base for stablecoin regulation within the U.S. One could argue that the thought of this passing would be the reason the market went nuts today. I don't know if there was anything necessarily specific, but there seemed to be a lot of major headlines around crypto. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is a part of all this, for stablecoins and other digital assets to thrive globally, the world needs American leadership. The Senate missed an opportunity to provide the leadership today by failing to advance the Genius Act. This bill represents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to expand dollar dominance and U.S. influence in financial innovation. Without it, stablecoins will be subject to a patchwork of state regulations instead of a streamlined federal framework that is more conducive to growth and competitiveness. The world is watching while American lawmakers twiddle their thumbs. Senators who voted to stonewall U.S. integrity today face a simple choice: either step up and lead or watch digital asset innovation move offshore. Just think of all these collections, all of these things. Everybody that's building in Web3 wants you to be a part of the ecosystem. They want you to be a part. They will give you free things out here to just mess around with the industry. Well, we have government officials talking the talk. Well, we're walking the walk. $235 billion out of the cryptocurrency market today. Holy sheesh. Ethereum flew, XRP flew, Bitcoin flew, Solana flew, BNB flew. Hopefully you don't have the flu. Wow. What an absolute thriller of a day. People were bearish. Listen, there's a couple of tokens a little tough out there. True. You got like the maze of red occasionally. Don't want to step on that. But damn, what a day. And Bitcoin officially surpasses Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the world by market cap. Not bad. But Threvon, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the 500 bits. Moser RS, what an absolute legend. Love seeing you. You say Dogecoin is the king? Yo, the RuneScape people know. You also got to check out this game called Cambria. It was one that was very similar that I was like, damn, this is absolutely wonderful. But Juicy Juice, appreciate coming through. Cuffed as well. Super Bowl, appreciate seeing you always. Hope you like the fluff. Cuffed. I think I just said your name, so we're going to say it twice. And then Trolly McTroll. I don't know if the troll came in here and was like going to troll or not, but I was kind of expecting something, and then the trolly troll didn't troll, if you know what I'm saying. But appreciate you guys. We'll talk soon. Have yourself a good one. Tomorrow is Friday.